what you're listening to. Man, what they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, trying to figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest, with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. In your night with music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Roco on today's light. Feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
So, Khujeaux.
Yo, what we got?
Usually we already been in mid-conversation when we start up. We just sitting around here.
Right, just waiting.
Yep.
Yeah, it just look like it's just us tonight. I mean, look, the only place for us to start at 8:30 p.m. on 420 is, well, first of all, happy 420 for all of you cannabis smokers out there. Cannabis, would it be cannabis? Cannabis. It's plural for cannabis. Is cannabis or cannabis, whatever. Weed smokers, happy 420. Anybody out there that partakes in the plant. But yeah, man, the only other place for us to start, man, is the Chauvin verdict. Guilty, all charges.
Yeah, it was dominating social media before, when people knew the verdict was coming, and it was this real uncertainty, of what was gonna happen, and
everybody had that same gut feeling, like, he gonna get off. It's gonna be the same thing. Blah 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 blah.
Slap on the wrist,
Yeah, but now the slap on the wrist is still TBD because, the verdict that got handed down is one thing. He still got to be sentenced. So we'll see how that goes. Look, I jump whatever amount of time you give him. I just want put him in Gen Pop. Just throw him out there with everybody. Don't separate him. Don't give him no special treatment. Put him on out there with everybody else.
Man, now see, that was gonna be a problem regardless of what he did, because he a cop going to jail. But then you talk about something like this, where And I'm not necessarily. I don't want him to die, get killed or anything. I just, hey, look, whatever happens in Gen Pop, just let it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's nature at this point. I mean, it's putting you out there in the jungle. It's sink or swim. So.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like you said, we're not endorsing that anything happened to the man in there, but But the only thing that came out of that for me was, I know a lot of people was feeling relief, and there is some of it in there. But for me, I just was like, the main thing that hit me, Khujeaux, man, and this is just like my real emotions, was like, why did this even have to happen? Like, why does this type of evil even have to exist? Like, that's the feeling that I was given, or feeling was, why he had to be on that man's neck for 9 minutes? Like, why George Floyd don't have to be dead. Yeah. And this guy, if he would have upheld doing his job, he could still be going about his life. It's just terrible. Like, I don't understand why that type of evil have to exist just because somebody is of a different color.
Think about if it wasn't recorded. If it wasn't video recorded, he'd be back out there on the street. He would still kept his job. So, but look, man, everything isn't black or white. You know what I mean? Like, I got mixed feelings on it myself. It's, I mean, I don't necessarily think this is something to be celebrated because the murderer got convicted of murder, the way it always should be. I mean, but at the same time, it is a win. It's justice, that we don't typically see. But that's the unfortunate, or, the other side of that is that we should be seeing it. So, I got mixed feelings. I ain't like super ecstatic, or, what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna attend no Chauvin guilty after party or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like I said, we'll see what the sentence comes down as, and how much he actually serves versus how much is, served on paper and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I just want him to go to Gen Pop. If you give him 5 years, then that's it. That's all he serves. Put him 5 years, Gen Pop. That's all I want. General population. Put him out there with everybody.
We're gonna see what happens in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
They should probably watch him.
It's time, bro.
Yeah, they should probably watch him. The judge was breaking down all the things that have to happen in between then, where it's like a week through, a week for this. That's why they had to push out the sentencing so long, because they had certain things that have to process or whatever. But I'm with you, man. We on the same page where I wasn't having this overwhelming, like, I wasn't because a man is still dead, regardless of that part of it. That's the part of the sadness that still sticks with me, is that convicting him doesn't bring back Floyd. And the whole thing is just unfortunate, man. But maybe the wake up that the world finally needed, to where if you cross the lines of the law, no matter the color, you just like anybody else, and you got to pay the consequences for your actions, man.
Yeah. Speaking of no matter the color, if anybody has noticed the what's going on here, it was not planned.
No.
Neither of us is what am I trying to say? Neither one of us is repping any type. We don't have no gang affiliations or anything like that. There's no message behind this. Me being in red, him being in blue. It literally just happened to be this way.
It was not planned. Khujeaux and I, we've been, the best of friends for a long time, but we did not call each other up and say, "Hey, man, you know what we should do?"
To be honest, I threw this shirt like my daughter wanted to go outside and walk. So I literally just grabbed the first shirt that was on a pile of shirts. Not pile, it was folded. It's clean. Just whatever's on top, grab this. That was this shirt. And then when the show starts, I always have to have a hat, just because it's a thing now. It's been unsaid, you know what I mean? Up to this point, but it's a thing. So I just keep a hat on. But yeah, we had to address that just in case there was, there's no deeper meaning behind this. Is basically the gist of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, honestly, before we started even recording, it's something we just mentioned in past. Like, hey, did you? Hey.
He brought it to my attention. He was like, did we plan this whole blood and Crip thing? I'm like, no, I want to think we didn't. But anyway, all right, man. Enough of that. It's only us two, the originals. Love the other hosts. You know what I'm saying? Love all our other hosts. I don't want to say co-host, because everybody's a host. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But this is where it all started. Back to the first iteration of this show. GOAT Radio. Greatest of all time. GOAT Radio. And this was back in 2008, 10? Okay, yeah, 2010, before, you know what I'm saying, everybody took the word GOAT and just ran with it. Not saying we originated that, but like to think that we applied that before anybody else did. But anyway, man, let's get back to the roots. Let's talk hip hop, man. Let's talk some rap. Let's talk some music.
Let's do that. And look, what's funny is, like, right when we mentioned that it was doing like a throwback to our, he was like, "Yo, y'all on? I'm coming through." Like, cool. But until such time, let's talk some music.
Let's talk, man. So anyway, it was this. I'm gonna throw this out. I saw this this video that was posted where they were talking about. I saw this video where they were talking about this guy who worked at Spotify for a good bit of time, was talking about how he was in and out of these meetings with like big name artists. He name dropped a few people and I can't necessarily remember. But he was in there with the artists and the managers, the people, you know, some of the most prominent managers in the music industry who managed like literally a lot of big name artists. And he was pulling the data from the Spotify stream, saying this is how much money Spotify has sent to either, you know what I'm saying, your record label or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, for this one artist. And he was like, the biggest check that I saw, he was like, we cut one artist a check. I think he said 100 million, or it might have been one record label or whatever. I think he said 100 million, but just streams on Spotify, not Spotify, Apple, Google Play.
Just Spotify.
Every other stream, just Spotify. And then he was like, every time we had these conversations, he was like, the artist and the manager would have the same reaction. It's like jaws on the floor. And then they asked, well, where's all that money? And he's like, you got to talk to your record label. He was like, at this point, it's not, you can't blame the streaming platforms for, what addendums and what, whatever else is in these contracts.
They distribute it where they're told.
He was like, in terms of distribution and what Spotify is paying out, he was like, we cut $100 million check and it was sent to the record label. What they did with it from that point and what trickled down to the actual artist is another conversation. So I wanted to bring that up. And I think we talked before about the, traditional sales versus, streams and all that kind of stuff. I think at this point for me, we almost have to, and much like my disdain for the archaic movie theater, form factor for delivering or distributing movies and entertainment to people, I think record labels is probably about that time too. You don't need that traditional avenue of, being plugged in with radio stations and then having all these different, you don't need those resources. You literally are plugged directly into an audience via social media. Now, it's a huge pool. There's a lot of fish in that pool. You know what I'm saying? And it you could get lost, but
yes.
Just like it was just as hard to get discovered. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody walking around Six Flags rapping to themselves like, oh yeah, I hit a young man rapping, let me give him a record deal. It was just as hard to get discovered by a major record label as it is for your music to get noticed online. But I think it's about time to get rid of record labels, man. Spotify was cutting those checks directly to artists, and then those artists, you know what I'm saying, whatever, I don't know, foundations, they want to blow the money, whatever, but whatever foundations and whatever, you know what I'm saying, they plug right back into their communities. I think that would be better than, the institution that's set up right now.
Man, so, all right, so Khujeaux, this is an awesome topic that you just came up with because this is really uncharted waters that we never talked about. Yeah. We didn't talk some hip hop before. We talked some music, but we never talked about basically the dissolution of
the machine
record label. Yeah, and I'm inclined to believe with what you're saying because if you go let's just take your Instagram timeline for example. You go scrolling through your Instagram timeline and you see the sponsor. You see this person's dropping an EP. You might not have ever heard of them before, but they're on Spotify. They're on Apple. They're on all these streaming platforms. And they're not on any record label. If they are on a label, they're on whatever music group they own themselves or consider themselves.
Right.
So by you saying that where it's like, all right, if you want to put yourself out there and put yourself in control of, obviously, if an artist is like with Diddy, obviously with the name that Diddy has, he can get you out to more people will pay attention to you because you're associated with that. Right. But what you're saying is that time-tested adage of if you grind hard enough and you push yourself hard enough, maybe you could get a point where you have 10,000 streams on Spotify. And for an underground artist, that's a big deal.
Yeah. So especially if all that money is coming to you. I mean, there's no
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you got a manager, pay your manager. You got a street team, pay your street team, whatever. Yeah. But it's not being filtered through 6 other people, you know what I'm saying, or 6 other, people in tiers at the record label before it gets to you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're paying you basically alluding to you're paying yourself. Yeah, you're paying yourself first. Yeah. So and
whoever's on your payroll, then you pay them.
Yeah, because okay, so let's just go back. Let's go back to I don't know, let's say 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Streaming was still a big deal 5 years ago.
It was.
But I think the talk of getting rid of labels at that point, I probably would have scoffed at it. Like, nah, that still needs to be there.
Go back a little bit further. Go. I would
say 10.
15.
Okay, so 2005.
You got to go pre-SoundCloud. Not saying SoundCloud didn't exist 15 years ago, but I'm just saying like SoundCloud rappers and that whole like Chance the Rapper. His whole career was built off SoundCloud. Man, went on with no record label affiliation up until like maybe 5 years ago. But he had already gained millions by then. He was already a big name, and he just, did the record label. I'm pretty sure he was able to negotiate whatever the fuck he wanted in the deal, because it's like walking into a car dealership and you already got a car you like, and you just go in the dealership like, if I can upgrade, cool. If not, I already got a car that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need y'all, so you can work out whatever deal you want. But yeah, saying all that to say, I would say maybe about 15 years pre SoundCloud era.
Yeah, it would have been unheard of to say to say something like that. And when you mention it, it's like, okay, so some of this foundation was built towards, let's say, the early 2000s into the mid 2000s. They had record labels who were doing so well they didn't even need distribution, because back in the day you needed distribution if you had a label.
Right.
I think Diddy was one of the first people who didn't even have a distribution. He's like, what do I need you for? My name is bigger than you. I can just do it myself. You know, I don't need you. And now you've seen it evolve to where they're telling people can tell the labels, well, what do I need you? What do I need you for?
Right.
If I can get my circle, if I can just blow up in my city, if I can just be good in my city, then I'll be okay. Yeah. But man, you was really on to something when you said that maybe movie theater. Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like record labels, if it comes to that point where they're getting pushed back on that like that, that they would fight back the way the movie theaters have, where see that Regal struck a deal with Warner Brothers where they're taking the new releases off of HBO Max. They're going to Regal theaters 45 days. Do you feel like maybe the record labels will find a way to fight that somehow in that manner?
I think the only thing that record labels that I would be able to see that they could retaliate is by controlling terrestrial radio and possibly satellite radio. I say possibly satellite radio because those are, independently owned. You could, I think like what Eminem owns, like, Shade 45 or whatever. And LL Cool J, I think, owns Rock the Bells or RTB and on XM. So it's like, I don't know that they're under the same kind of pressure to bend or cave to a record label's whims kind of thing, but definitely terrestrial radio, regular radio, you know what I'm saying, they probably had that control to be able to say, all right, nothing's getting played on terrestrial radio unless it has a record label backing behind it. But even with that, I don't think nobody would care because terrestrial radio is...
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'll say this, the kids ain't listening to it. The people that's listening to it are listening to it for the talk. Like, it's the old folks that want to hear the actual talking and less music anyway. So,
yeah, but they not. Let me tell you something. Easy to tell you too. I was shocked when I found out my dad had a Apple Music subscription. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. So
my parents too.
They're not always the ones that streaming stuff as far as talk, because people
I ain't saying, I'm talking about like us. Like I would listen to the radio, and this I use this all the time. Like, man, when I used to ride in the car with my parents, listening to the radio, or even, once I started driving, then we had CD players and stuff out there and aux and whatever. But like, I hated when they interrupted the music to talk on radio. Then and now, as the ones I started working and like commuting to work, like I actually liked listening to the talk, and I'm like, stop interrupting the talk with all this music. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm saying, when I say old folks, I mean like us and up, not just like our parents. Because the young kids, like your daughter and anybody 20 and younger or whatever, they're not listening to the radio like that.
No, she's streaming Spotify. Or she on YouTube.
Yep.
Or there's not like I would never go in her room and she's streaming like V103 or nothing like that. That ain't happening. Because she don't want to hear that stuff. And she wants to hear the music.
And I don't know what's going to happen to, now that we're talking about it, I don't know what's going to happen to radio.
Well, I think there's always going to be a place for terrestrial radio, just based on the fact, like you said, it's always going to be a generation.
But I'm saying, like, once we could, because if your daughter has she's coming up in her prime years, pretty much, where you starting to make a connection to music. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids listen to music. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter, she loves music. She likes dancing, but she ain't got no connection to it other than it sounds good and I can dance to it. But like, you know what I'm saying? You preteen, teenager, and then up until your early adult years, you actually create memories and making connections to this stuff. So it's like, these are your prime years for music consumption. And if you ain't making that connection with radio, you doing it on a on-demand basis. Like, I can type in what I want on YouTube, listen to it, or I can type in what I want on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, and listen to it. Once we die, what's going to happen with radio? How are they going to connect with this newer generation other than this ladies get in free at this club? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only time, people go or talk. But like you said, there's podcasts. You can listen to people talk on demand with like us. But yeah, I don't know what the future looks like for regular radio, bro. I don't think there is one. They're gonna have to convert everything to podcasts.
Yeah, because if you think about radio, where you remember, I mean, Khujeaux, we're still young enough, but old enough. Well, I was gonna say that you remember when before, I mean, like my daughter and your daughter, they had these advantages that we didn't have. If you really liked the song and you hadn't bought the CD or the single yet, you had to hope that they played it on the radio when you were listening. Or maybe you call in and ask the DJ, could you play it? Now, if you got a favorite song, you go type that in on YouTube, or you go type it in on Spotify or whatever your service is, and you got it right there. You ain't got to go looking for it. You know?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and that's just like you had to either wait for it to come on, or you had to go buy the CD.
Yep. And that's, I don't know if the change is going to end up happening the way it has when it comes with TV, because there's certain things that TV gets you on because you have to watch it live, like sporting events.
Yep.
I don't know what event music has that would bring you to, I have to hear this live.
Yeah. Other than talk, other than the talking portions in terms of music, there's nothing. The only way is if the artists who are still affiliated, like back to your question about what record labels could do, those artists who are still affiliated with big labels or whatever, if they only publish like they new hits, which that would be stupid. I'm really just trying to create a case for it. Like M16's latest record, he gonna premiere it on B103 first before he drops it to Apple Music and Spotify. But nobody's doing that, because even now when you're dropping secret projects and stuff without promotion, you just putting it right out on platforms.
Those days are old. Because remember, like back in the day, Greg Street would be like, yo, I got the world premiere of, Usher's new song. It's like, yo, you got to be right by your radio to catch it, because, Greg Street about to drop this new song by Usher or by, whomever it is. And it's like, now it's like, if you want to drop something, you're going to get a notification on your device that this just came out. Or maybe somebody will text you and tell you, yo, dude, did you look at your, did you check your streaming? Such and such just dropped something. So how many years out do you feel like it is before terrestrial radio just dries up? It's 2021 now.
So your daughter's what, 14?
She's 16.
Oh.
Doesn't it hurt you right here?
Oh, you can't see my chest. Hold on. I was holding my chest. Oh,
this is the big one, Elizabeth.
Okay, 16. Wow. I'm gonna give a generous 10 years.
Okay.
Well, so no, because we'll still be around. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say we will be 50, 60, I think. Look, I want it to go away, because now, even in this conversation, I'm trying to think, what benefit does it serve?
Well, the radio has always only existed to sell you stuff. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it has existed for the commercials since time began. Yes. So, but there's so many other ways to get the word out. But what is the Easy joins us?
Sue, another blood.
So what?
I ain't even gonna lie.
This
gave me no.
This is not blood.
It gave me no notification that you guys started. Like, I was just sitting there on my phone. I was like, damn, Raft is taking forever to get back to the Zoom. So, yeah.
Oh, and it had been a second ago. This is the beauty of this part. I'm probably gonna take that out. But yeah.
But yeah, before it really dries, I think they'll milk it. And like I said, we might be in our 60s, 50, 60 when radio goes away, or but really it could go away now. It could go away within the next 10 years, because their audiences It's
okay. Basically, the core audience of that, if easy you getting the gist of it, is like the Tom Joyner section of the people who listen.
Tom Joyner,
the ones who were upset.
Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, their audience, which maybe you know what I'm saying, might be 30s and up. The Dirty Boy, the people that listen to Dirty Boys and whatever other young kid, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what other hosts out there. I don't fucking listen to radio, but those types of like their audience doesn't necessarily have to listen to radio. They may have it on because they homeboy got you know what I'm saying, breaking his single on Battlegrounds. You know what I'm saying? They host this little underground artist battle thing that they do, or I don't know. Why else kids be listening to the radio? I don't.
Well, let's ask. When was the last time you got in your car, man, and listened to terrestrial radio?
For the music.
Maybe 2 years.
Oh,
okay.
Like,
so basically, the whole time you've been living in Atlanta, you ain't listened to the radio much or none, basically.
Not at all. And I get the gist of what y'all are talking about. So I'm gonna just go in and say it. Like, I really feel like the only thing keeping radio alive is like the local ads that are run on the radio.
Yeah.
There's not many people that listen to the radio like that. Well, in our generation that listen to the radio like that anymore. I think just because, you know, you're not getting the content, you know, half of the time it's advertisements and things like that. And to be frank with you, like, I have Sirius XM, and that feels more like streaming than it is radio, just because of all the content that you get.
Yeah.
You know, the DJ is gonna say literally like 20 seconds worth of stuff, if that.
If that.
You on to the next song.
Yeah. I stopped paying for XM because, well, one, I wasn't in my car long enough to even enjoy listening to, you know what I'm saying, much of anything, which I'm like, my commute got cut down to like 8 minutes, you know what I'm saying, one way. So I'm like, I get in, listen to somebody talk about something real quick, and I'm getting out the car. So I stopped paying for XM. But also, Shade 45 was playing way too much fucking Eminem and 50 Cent and shit, man. Like, it got to a point, I'm like, bro, I'm sure Eminem don't even want to hear this shit, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, I listen to 44 for the majority of it.
Yeah.
Between 44,
Hip Hop Nation.
Hip Hop Nation, The Heat, and then there's Channel 3 now, which is Pandora Radio. So that channel, all they do is play like the top streaming songs from Pandora.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I mean, my job very much still has me in the car. So, I mean, there's no reason for me to kill it.
Get rid of it, yeah.
Especially with today, you know, XM got CNN. So, you know, I was tuned in when they was announcing the George Floyd trial and everything like that. But yeah, I think, you know, the radio business that our dad, me and 16's dad grew up in is just not gonna be here after a while. I think if it is, it'll be more talk show and news type content than it will be music.
That's fair.
Because even now,
I can't see anything, like I said, aside from, that's been kind of one of my points, is that aside from the talk portions and, like I said, news, I don't see it surviving in any other form.
Yeah. I mean, and you never know, things happen, right? Like, things find a way to survive. But this sounds more like Blockbuster than it does Domino's Pizza, if you will.
Now, Blockbuster had its opportunity to stay alive. I don't know that radio can do much of anything, because Blockbuster could have jumped on the bandwagon and became Netflix before Netflix. They had
but the owner didn't believe in it.
Right.
Blockbuster could have literally bought. Yeah, they could have literally bought Netflix. Like,
absorb that shit.
Netflix went to them and was like, "Hey, buy us out for $10 billion. Like, we're the future.
The owner
we really don't.
He didn't believe that people would stop going to physically in stores, but that person underestimated just how lazy America is.
Yep.
And
no, the future is stores. People come into stores.
Nah.
Yeah.
Because you can stream your movies and you can order your Twizzlers from Amazon Fresh and they can drop it off at your door,
People want tangible forms of media.
No, they want easy forms of media. I mean, you got to look at it like, too, that's another thing with it is that there's a whole generation of kids that's not going to even know what a CD is or streaming. Like, my youngest daughter don't know nothing about that. She knows YouTube. She knows Amazon.
It is crazy that we saw in a very short period of time the birth, height, and death of the CD. Like that.
And it wasn't it wasn't a super long run either.
Not the big beta, discs or whatever that laser disc. Not that. I mean, like the CD. They came out. That was bee's knees, and then it died soon as the iPod came out.
I got a good question.
Yep, the iPod killed it.
Yep.
What was the last? And then the iPhone killed the
iPod.
Yep, it killed it. What was the last physical CD that you bought? Do you remember the year and do you remember what it was?
I think it was Drake. Nothing Was the Same.
What year was that?
Wow, that was like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think it was gonna be that recent.
Nah, I still wanted certain. Well, I mean, but no, because streaming wasn't. Streaming was around. It wasn't like it is now, where you just had to have. I mean, because people
streaming was around.
Yeah,
it just
people were content with the free Pandora with the ads because the ads wasn't as crazy as it is now. Like, you can't listen to a full song. You'll be a minute into your song and they'll be like, "Hey, want some dick pills?" or whatever they advertising. I don't listen to fucking Pandora. But yeah, man, it wasn't that crazy. So people were content with their free versions of these streaming platforms. I don't even think Pandora had a paid one yet.
Pandora Premium? No.
I think Premium came along later because Pandora was just free and then Premium came on later. But anyway, that was my last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ez, what about you, man? Last physical one, do you remember the year and the artist?
I think the last physical CD I had was 808s and Heartbreak by Kanye West. And that was like 2009, 2010, I think.
Wow.
Okay.
Strictly because LimeWire and YouTube to MP3 converter were, as Khujeaux said earlier, like a baby boomer, the bee's knees. They were the thing.
That shit was clutch until it ate your hard drive all to hell, but it was clutch.
That's where YouTube to MP3 became really clutch because you could, it was clean. You could edit how you wanted the song to appear on your iPod. So yeah.
See, I don't like when people talk about how LimeWire gave you computer herpes. You had to be on it enough to know the file. You had to, or I guess, be aware enough of the file size. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a range in terms of, bytes or kilobytes or whatever, of what a music file would probably be, you know what I'm saying? And not just go clicking on names. So I was cool. I didn't care. I had LimeWire from the day, you know what I'm saying? Like when it started really catching on or whatever. I think I might have had it like a little bit before that, but then I didn't get a virus until I let somebody else use my computer. And then after that, it moved to BearShare, then Khujeaux, and then something else. It was a bunch of them, bro. I got them.
Hold on, man. Like, how you just gonna jump over FrostWire like that, man?
FrostWire, there you go.
Yeah, FrostWire was like right there. Like,
right after LimeWire,
we got FrostWire.
Yep.
And somebody ratted them out to the feds.
Yeah, it was a whole.
They got shut down quick.
And that's why I didn't remember it. FrostWire wasn't around that long.
No,
a lot of tracks.
2 months.
A lot of tracks that we got that we wasn't supposed to be playing back on Go Radio came from from LimeWire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But to Easy's point, the reason I had, like I was still buying. I still wanted to support the artists that I liked. So I was still buying, like I'd buy Drake. I would buy certain artists, from Atlanta. And I think Drake might have been the only other artist from Atlanta. I wasn't putting money because I'm paid, it needs to come back to the city. It needs to come back to me in some form. So I'm going to support a nigga that lives here or pays taxes here. But yeah, other than that, I was down. I was down on everything. LimeWire. Yeah. What about you, M16? Last physical copy?
Okay, so
which member of No Limit was it?
Okay. All right. So
which death row artist was it?
Right.
So I don't know if Amazon still does this, but because I haven't bought no entire streaming album in forever, because I've been having streaming service for like the last 7 or 8 years or whatever. But I remember my wife. It was Justin Timberlake. It was the 2020 experience or whatever, and I bought that for her, and they was like, well, because you bought the streaming album of it, we're just gonna send you the CD. So does that count? Because it was like, we got to get rid of this shit.
Nah, that don't count. You got to actually intend to buy like physical copies.
You went into FYE with the purpose that you wanted that CD.
Right.
So it was 2011. Yeah, 2011. It was a Snoop Dogg documentary. That was the last one that I physically purchased. So it's been 10 years. The last one I physically went to the store and bought.
It's funny that you mentioned FYE. Best Buy doesn't even have a music section anymore. And I brought that when we was on this Dallas trip. Go to my YouTube, check out the Dallas trip. I pointed it out to one of my homeboys. I just was saying it just in passing. I forget how it came up, but I was like, that's just like we passed Blu-rays. And I was like, remember Blu-ray used to take up like an entire section of the store. It'd be a big sign, say DVDs and Blu-rays, and it took up a good portion of Best Buy. And I'm like, it was like a shelf and a half of Blu-rays. And I'm like, shit, they about to get rid of this like they did CDs. He's like, what you mean? I was like, they don't sell CDs in Best Buy no more? He's like, nah, I'm about to find it. Walk around the whole store trying to find CDs. He was like, they got to have at least a little small section. I'm like, bro, there's no CDs in Best Buy, dog. They got rid of that shit a long time ago. He went up front and asked somebody and everything. They're like, nah, man, we don't sell CDs in the store.
And to really age myself real quick, like you could, if you wanted to get if you wanted the unedited CD, you had to go to another store besides Walmart, because Walmart only sold the clean CDs. They only sold the one.
Did that, man.
Yeah. They were the exclusive. Remember this, Khujeaux? They were the exclusive distributor of what was it called? Off Duty or On Duty by MC Hammer. He had a big old display out there. It was Walmart was the official partner. We talked about this on the show.
Oh, okay.
It was like 2010.
I got you.
Yeah, the official, MC Hammer. He was like, with a Patriot flag and all that stuff. That's a real thing. Oh God, I'm gonna put this on here too. There it is, right there on the screen. That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah. Oh, we talking about the album cover where he was like wrapped in the flag?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember now.
Terrible.
Awful.
That was a real thing.
Terrible.
The future of music, Khujeaux, man. God damn, that was a good subject, man. Talking music on the radio show.
Yeah. Anyway, record labels, pay your artists, man. We know you're not going to, but like it just makes us feel better that we can tell you to pay your artists. Pay your artists. They're not gonna do it.
They're not gonna pay the artists.
No, they're not.
No.
And that's another thing. Artists, stop getting raped. They need you. I don't mean to say it like that, but they need you as much as you need them. Don't take that. I know you're in the hood, what I'm saying? In most cases, I don't want to typecast or stereotype nobody, but look, I know you're in a situation where you want more money than what you got right now, and they look good when they dangle that chain and what I'm saying, a little walking around money, couple bands and stuff like that. But don't do it, man. Just have somebody review the contract. They not your brother. It ain't that record label for life. It's not. Y'all ain't real family. Just have somebody read. Just have somebody read over the contract, bro. Just take it, or sis. Just take it. Walk back. You know what I'm saying? Give it a couple days, give it a week, pay somebody to review it, you know, change the terms, negotiate the terms. It's like buying a car. Anyway.
Yo, Khujeaux, man. Mortal Kombat. It's coming. This they got to get it right this time, right?
Cautiously optimistic. Best way that I can frame up how I feel. I am anxiously, cautiously optimistic. I have this weird feeling in my gut that I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be okay, but I'm not quite sure.
I need this movie to be good. I remember that fateful day we both saw that it was coming on cable that one night years ago, and we was like, "Yo, you see that, man? Mortal Kombat's coming on." I forget what channel was it, like Encore or something.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even Encore. It was no, it was a premium channel. It was premium. It was like it was something like that. Yep, because I remember they had commercials, but we were watching it, and what was it? It was like it wasn't even 30 minutes into the movie,
and it was like, "Yo, you still watching?"
Nope.
It's so bad.
It's bad, man. Stuff does not age as well as you think it is. And I had this conversation with somebody recently that stuff don't age the way you think it does. Everything you think, because one of my homeboys hit me up. He was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "We just talked about this." And he was like, "I went back and watched Hey Arnold." He's like, "It's not that great." He's like, as much as you know what I'm saying, we hold that to be like this top tier. Whenever you see the memes of like, you know, tier, God tier, top tier,
it makes you happy. It makes you happy.
Bro, nostalgia clouds judgment. You have to watch something objectively, not say, "Oh, I used to love this when I was a kid." "Oh, I had got all this, you know, emotions and feelings and whatever attached to it." And let all that shit go and just watch it. Some of that stuff don't age well, man. It don't be good. And I'm looking right the fuck at you, Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a good example. I will not slander Power Rangers on here.
Yeah,
but just from an animation perspective, like you mentioned Mortal Kombat, you know, which if I'm not mistaken, that came out in the 90s. Mm-hmm. The animations must have looked terrible when you watched them recently. Like shit must have been terrible.
But in 1995, you know,
like, it was epic. It was the best thing ever.
I was hanging, man. Easy, you don't understand, man. I had a subscription to Game Informer magazine back then, and every month they talking more about Mortal Kombat getting ready to drop. They showing pictures from the set, and they breaking down what the story is gonna be about and everything. And I'm hanging on every word of it, every picture. Cannot wait for this movie to come out. It's 3 months till it comes out. It's 2 months. It's coming out this weekend. And when it dropped, you know, at the time, you know, it felt good, you know. But then going back and watching it later after that, it's like it wasn't very good.
It's not so good. And we're not talking about Annihilation, because a lot of people like to say that, like, no, the first one Kombat was good, Annihilation was bad. No, bro, they're both bad. Annihilation is just worse.
They're equally terrible.
Yeah. Now, to your point, Easy, if you go back and look at the CG from Reptile, it's laughable. But I mean, like you said,
Predator.
It was the 90s, man.
A lot of shit, man. Yeah. It's just I'm saying, you just realize it's not a shot at the movie. It's just like how far shit has come.
Yeah. Now I will say there are some movies that it hold. I'm not gonna say the effects held up per se, but it don't look as bad. You mentioned Predator. I can watch Predator without being 100% like, "Oh man, that shit looks terrible." Like, I can watch it.
It's 1987. What were you expecting in 1987?
I didn't mean to say Predator. I meant to say RoboCop, because,
I mean, that's another one. I probably could. I haven't seen it in a while, but I will say I think
RoboCop still holds up to me. Yeah. It still holds up.
Yeah, it's still a good movie. I'm just saying from a CGI perspective, it's one of those, like, you see it and you're like, man, this has come a long way.
I tell you a movie's effects that'll blow you with how bad they were, but at the time they were groundbreaking. Go back and watch Independence Day now, and you'll be like, man, what the?
Okay, now I will say that there are some parts, Because I don't want you to trash the whole movie's CG.
Watch the White House blow up. It looked like a matchstick house. Watch it.
No. Okay, there's some parts that look bad, but there's some parts that still look like, oh man, that doesn't look terrible considering this movie is 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the whole movie, but yeah, in parts. Now, one that really holds up is Jurassic Park.
Oh, that was ahead of its time, man.
Like, whatever they did, you could watch that today, but like, those not real dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was that mix of animatronics with CG, and the way that they did it, I don't know why other movies and other studios didn't implement the same thing. You can't say, oh, Jurassic Park just had a bigger budget. There was a lot of movies with big budgets.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe the budget.
I mean, yeah, they gave Spielberg a whole lot of money for that. I'm not gonna lie, but that wasn't. First of all, that wasn't his only movie with a big budget, and that wasn't other directors. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of other movies had big budgets. It's just I don't know why they didn't. Maybe it was. I don't know.
So okay, so let me ask you this, Khujeaux.
I still like animatronics. I think we overdo CG. I would like to see more animatronics being brought back in movies. Sorry, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I feel.
I just was going to ask what. Okay, so going back to Mortal Kombat, because this is the movie I've really been anticipating coming on HBO Max. Like it was high on my list just because
3 days.
What is it going to take for this movie not to be good? Because we going in optimistic, cautiously,
anxiously.
As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and make that the word of the night. That's tonight's TRS word of the week. It's cautiously. That's how we're going into this movie, cautiously.
We said, what is it going to take for it to not be good, or for it to be good?
For it to flop. Because I think everybody's in anticipation. I think everybody in our age group that grew up with this game, that grew up with the first ones, we ready for this to be good.
It's gonna have to. It's for it to flop. It has to stray far from the source material. Well, not far. It has to not be close to the source material. Because not even source material, it could be here, and it would be bad. It has to be as close as possible. You know what I'm saying? There's a few creative liberties people are willing to forgive, but it's got to be close to the source material because there's a whole mythology. There's a whole Mortal Kombat universe, and like this, it didn't just stop with the video. You know what I'm saying? Like there's storylines and stuff that people legit follow. You know what I'm saying? And people are aware of what's going on in the MK universe. So you got to be close to the source material. And the story, I mean, the story just has to be strong. It just has that. You have to have a solid foundation. Start Act 1 right, and that'll carry you to Act 2 and the climax. And it just has to have a strong story. I think that's going to be the two things that it has to have. I think people will probably be willing to forgive if it doesn't have, finishers, which they've already announced that it does. But I'm just saying, like, if they hadn't announced this, if it didn't have finishing moves, and if it didn't have all this other babyalities and whatever other MK elements in it, if it was just a good movie that followed the source material, then be cool. But if they don't do if they don't have those two things, then it's gonna be bad. I think there's certain things people are willing to forgive. I think you can forgive not having elements of the game in there. I think you can forgive not even having good fight choreography. You can forgive that if the movie itself, the story is good. You're gonna make fun of it, but you're willing to forgive it.
I just don't want it to, like, I really, like, this is what I'm really pulling for because huge fan of the game, man. Played it for years.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that this game is close to 30 years old at this point.
Arguably one of the greatest game series. I mean, top definitely in the top 5. Definitely, probably in the top 3. It changed video games forever because before that, I think that was the reason video games got ratings, right? It was because of Mortal Kombat.
It was this big thing, thing about it, I mean, because I remember I was upset, because I had a Super Nintendo and the Super Nintendo version didn't have blood. You had to have a Sega Genesis and put in the blood code,
I had it
to have that. So it was a big deal,
Down, left, right, ABC start, ACACABB.
That's skills. That's skills right there.
I remember.
That game, and just give a shout out to Midway. Midway, you got Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam on your resume? It's pretty damn strong.
That was the 90s. That was it.
You put your quarter up on them. You put your quarter up there, and you
could
wait your turn.
Every other video game out of the conversation. Well, I'm sorry, you can't take Street Fighter out. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat is definitely top 10. I don't know about top 5.
No, I mean,
no,
you don't understand the height of what Mortal Kombat was.
No. This is somebody that has played the game. Like, this is not me throwing slander at it. Like, it's in the top 10 for sure, but I don't know about top 5. Like, there's 2 off the rip I could think of that are better series, like Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, but we not. Well, you got to talk about influence. Like, all these different things were probably good. You got to talk about influence, sales, influence and impact. I guess you put them both the same. Influence, impact, sales, gameplay. There's number of entries in the series.
Because see, back then, Khujeaux could tell you that, you know, if a game was hot in the arcade, they always didn't come home. That wasn't always a. Mortal Kombat was so popular. NBA Jam was so popular. They're like, yo, we have to find a way to bring these to these home consoles because that didn't happen all the time.
Right.
And it
that was
shook
the
up
testing.
the game.
Arcades were the testing bed. It didn't just like they didn't just throw titles at you at home, and then if it flopped, they just don't come out with part 2 like movies. It was like they had testing beds, and that was these arcades, and it was like if it generates enough money, if all these arcade owners are saying like, look, man, I don't have enough of these, you know what I'm saying, Mortal Kombat stations, or I can't keep kids off these Mortal games. Like, all right, midway, we gonna, you know what I'm saying, y'all can come to home consoles or whatever, you know. So
right.
Man, Mortal Kombat, that was a big that's almost like Doom. Doom was huge for video games because it was when did like the first person shooter or whatever.
It was also, spoiler alert, it was one of the first ones with like a after the game, you know, you beat the game, then there was a final mission that you couldn't win at the end of the first one where you had to try to fight your way out, but eventually you're gonna die anyway, spoiler alert. So there's a lot of innovation with Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spoiled a game from, you know, the early 90s. My bad. Yeah.
But yeah, man. I want the movie to be good just because it was such a big part of everybody's childhood. I do hate when they take things like that, take big pieces of your childhood and understanding why they would want to, you know, because the people that are making these movies, big parts of their childhood too. But I hate when it just hurts to see your favorite characters not done correctly. And I'm looking right the fuck at you, Sonic the Hedgehog. I finally saw that movie. Bro, I can't tell you how big of a Sonic fan I am. I cannot put it into words. And to finally see the movie, because I put it off because I didn't hear good. I mean, a lot of people's. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm this M16 rant. If I could just take your thing.
Tangent incoming.
Okay,
I'm gonna put rant incoming and go.
Whoever cast Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, go the fuck to hell. Like, whoever decided that I don't like very many Jim Carrey roles because he's Jim Carrey in every role. There's very few roles where Jim Carrey isn't just Jim Carrey with a different character's name. The same as he's Dr. Robotnik, but he's fucking Jim Carrey. He didn't do anything that he doesn't do in any other role except for like Ace Ventura. He didn't bend over and talk from his ass. But like, anyway, the casting was bad. Then fast forward, people saw the movie, was like, oh, Jim Carrey killed it. He actually did really good. That wasn't Dr. Robotnik. But just say that. Eggman, whatever. I don't think he did good. The movie was bad. Like the movie was just terrible from start to finish. I can't be like, oh, they did wrong. It was a bad movie. I never got invested. I never cared whether or not he made it back to wherever the fuck he was trying to get back to, and the rings were teleporting him. But it was bad, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, wow. First off, So the second part of this, of what you were saying, is that I seen it too, and this is gonna shock you. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It shocked me, but it was. He turned his camera off.
He said, "Nope, don't agree."
Hello. He turned his camera off, but no, I ended up. He just left.
Not doing this today. We're not doing this. We're not doing it. No, there was nothing enjoyable about that movie.
But
Sorry. But I mean, look, it's subjective. It's just, I get it.
You know me, I'll unleash, but we ended up, it was me and both my daughters actually, like the littlest one was like, I want to look at it, and it was on, I forget what service that it's on. We had to pay nothing extra for it. I forget what it was on. Epix or something.
I think it might have been Amazon, because I think it's been on Prime Video for a minute.
Yeah.
I saw it on a flight. So if it was not for this flight, I probably would still not have seen it to this day. I finally pulled the trigger because I'm like, we got 2 hours and this movie is an hour and a half. So yeah, run it. Let me go ahead and finally just watch it. What else am I doing? And I want my time back. I could have stared out the window for an hour and a half.
It's rated fresh. I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. I don't remember what the number is.
16. That makes Khujeaux feel better. That made him feel so much better about his opinion.
But I'm gonna say that I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, goofy. It was everything that I thought a Sonic the Hedgehog movie would be. If you know Khujeaux the way I know him, he has a certain section of actors that are on his list of that person is enter actor name here in every movie. He got like a list of like 7 of them where it's like Will Smith's the same thing in every movie. Jim Carrey's the same thing in every movie. All he's doing is playing himself. This is a guy who we had an argument about Channing Tatum for like 100 years about, look, man, I don't care what he's in. He's still the janitor from Step Up. That's it. I don't care if he's in G.I. Joe. I don't care if he's in 21 Jump Street.
That was a terrible cast. Like, actually, he was enjoyable in 21 Jump Street. He's got pretty good comedic timing, and I liked him in that. I liked him in 21 Jump Street.
I was about to say that was a good one.
Yeah, 22 Jump Street I could have kept. But, he's the janitor from Step Up, and they cast him in G.I. Joe.
So yeah, it's just certain things he's not going to get with.
Is Ice Cube on that list?
What are people where he's just Ice Cube in every movie?
I feel like he's one that might be able to qualify.
I think about
his roles
because it feels different. But I don't know. I have to think about that one. That's a good one to bring up. I have to think about that.
Man, that sounds like a topic for another day. Is actors who are always just themselves in every movie.
Well, since y'all were talking about video game series, I just Googled top video game series of all time just to see what pop up, and Mortal Kombat wasn't even in the top 10.
But is that console or is that arcade?
Man, look. I mean, there's some that were in the arcade, like Sonic. Fucking Pokemon popped up.
Sonic wasn't in the arcade.
Yeah. I think there wasn't.
But Sonic, I mean, like, and then I'm saying, what are they considering?
Super Mario Bros.
Are you talking about just like sales? Because I mean, I don't know that it would be up there. It ain't up there like a, you know what I'm saying, like a Madden.
I mean, y'all saying arcade, or y'all just saying in general?
Well, I'm saying, like, okay, when you say top 10 greatest rappers of all time, you're not just gonna talk about like just rap skill and lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just gonna talk like just those who can literally rap the best. There's a lot.
Yeah, no. I get what y'all saying with the qualifications about like impact movies, all this other stuff. But like, we've seen Sonic shit since I've been alive. I don't know when it first like appeared into the world.
I would put Sonic up there, but I wouldn't personally. Sonic is in my top. I wouldn't put him up there because after a while, you're not buying Sonic games like that no more. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? After Sega had its run, I mean, who really was going? Okay, after the Dreamcast, who bought any Sonic games?
Yeah, no, I mean, I
got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics on the Switch.
I got that too.
It's just fantastic.
It is. It's an amazing game.
That's what I'm saying. Like Sonic is damn near like iconic. Like everybody knows who Sonic is. You know, Mario and Luigi.
They also got a lot of
Super
flop
Mario
titles
Bros.
on the Sonic too. I will admit, there's a lot of flop titles under there.
They do.
But and that goes into it too, right? Like not just like how long the character's gonna stay around, because you know it's gonna be here because Sonic is Sonic, but you know there's other like you said, other criteria to consider in that, and that's why I would put Mortal Kombat up there.
Yeah, I think it's up there.
It checks.
I feel like there's probably 5 titles that are probably in front of it. It's up there though.
Yeah.
We just want the movie to be good. Please be good. Please.
Yeah, that's it. That's we talked about all this to say.
Hey, moral of the story. Moral of the story.
Please be good.
Please be good, and we will
just be better than Sonic. That's all I want.
Sonic is a perfectly acceptable movie. We'll be doing radio show at the movies.
How many times have you watched it since?
But that's an unfair question.
That is not an unfair question.
How many times has he watched it since the first time? I can tell you right now.
Yep.
The answer is correct. It's 0.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
Ain't no way he rewatched that.
Nah.
No way.
No. So radio show at the movies next week.
I'm willing to put my Doge coins on that one.
Did you see it, Easy?
No, I have not.
Okay, save your time. Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey in a lab coat with
to be honest, the way you mentioned it, that is a movie. Like if it popped up on the TV, like in the plane, I'd be like, you know, I got a 6-hour flight. This is the time I'm gonna go ahead and knock out this one. You know, that sounds right.
And that's exactly what it was. I was like, because it's been on streaming platforms that I have. The only thing I would have to do is dedicate my time at home to it.
You've seen worse. You've seen worse on a flight.
Oh, wait, what was the other one I told y'all I saw on the flight?
It was
that was the only one you had.
No. I in the GOAT chat, I said I watched Sonic and all right, hold on, I gotta look it up now.
Because they were two.
Both were bad. Hold on, let me see.
Oh
Sonic,
wow, damn.
Yeah, I was 0 for 2. I watched one going down. Oh, I got it right here. Oh, Bill and Ted 3. I watched Sonic 5 more times before I watched Bill and Ted once.
Damn.
Man, you really don't
not
like
familiar.
that movie?
Not familiar with that movie.
Bill and Ted. Oh, well, first of all, it introduced us to Keanu Reeves. This was his first role. It's kind of like Jaleel White in Urkel. He hated it so much that he distanced himself as much as possible from that role because it was such a big character.
Sounds like Keanu did it successfully.
Shots fired. But yes.
Not to get off subject, but like
Jaleel can never shake Urkel. To you.
Never.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's
he's
diving into it now. He got a video with Snoop Dogg.
with the weed thing.
Because he's selling a product now.
Yeah, and I mean he's only worth like $3 million. Like shit, you got to find money some other way.
Yeah,
I know. He can say whatever he wants. I know he feels some type of way about that. I know he does.
Oh yeah. He had to swallow a lot of his pride to reprise that role. Because I think it was at one point he was like, if y'all ever see me do Urkel, shoot me in the head, or I'm gonna shoot myself in the head after I do it, something like that. So some way it would involve him taking a bullet to the face. Is with him playing Urkel.
Like he leaned into it. It was so good. He literally did not get another job in Hollywood. And I mean, some very small, minimal roles for some movie that you don't know about.
And they tried
he tried to really distance himself on there, man. They tried really hard to distance himself on that show that was on UPN that you said Grown Ups. Yep. They tried really hard, and we wasn't buying it.
Didn't work.
Nope.
But Easy, that is a great
Jesus Christ, you said
topic.
UPN. That might be
that was a great topic. We should talk about actors who could not shake certain roles. Because another one that comes to mind is like Jason Alexander, George Costanza on Seinfeld.
Is it a hot take that Seinfeld is not funny at all? It's not funny.
That's not a hot take.
It's not. That's not a hot take.
Hey, 16. This is a black hip hop show. You're not gonna find any controversy about that here.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm gonna just say it then, without the preface. Then Seinfeld is not funny. Okay, stop telling yourself it is. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
What show is actually funnier than Seinfeld?
It's a lot of them. It's a lot.
No, it's all white cast.
There's a lot.
Jesus.
There's a lot.
I know, and I can't think of the name of it to save my life right now.
Friends, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, Friends. We all know the nannies better than that.
All white cast. I mean, bro, you really got to be more specific, bro.
I know, man.
Frasier.
Thank you. It was Frasier. I was about to say Old Man and his son. Frasier.
Yeah, Frasier. Look, man.
You watch it. It's not terrible.
Look, I need white noise to go to sleep. I'm one of those people that need electronic stimulation, and I'm sort of ashamed to admit it, but whatever. It's out there. It's on the table. TV Land has been there for me in my adult years. That shit has introduced me to a lot of shows I wouldn't have watched otherwise. Frasier being one of them.
Frasier,
because his brother Niles is funny than motherfucker.
Both of them, just that dynamic of the two brothers, it's hilarious, man. You know that's who Seth says Stewie was based on.
Off of Niles?
No, of Niles.
Okay, and it's coming back. They're doing a Frasier reboot too. I don't know if you care about that. Paramount Plus is doing a Frasier reboot.
Ain't the dad died? Like, hold on, man.
Yeah. I mean, but there's an answer to your question, Easy, which was a white cast with a show that's decent to watch.
Yeah,
it's Frasier. It's one of them.
It's Frasier. King of Queens is also up there. But I know it's a little later down the line.
Them was my other two. Is Frasier, King of Queens, and Everybody Loves Raymond. Everybody Loves Raymond is funny as fuck. I don't care what nobody say. Judge your mother. Everybody Loves Raymond is fucking hilarious. King of Queens too. I mean, don't get both. I like both of them.
King of Queens is funny, man.
But Everybody Loves Raymond is one of them shows that like I don't know very many black people that watch at all. I think Kevin James got a little bit of juice in, you know what I'm saying, the hood just because of King of Queens and what else did he do? We were with Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, all them.
Mall Cop.
Grown Ups.
That was the name of the show too. So yeah, Grown Ups, and then Paul Blart. But yeah, Everybody Loves Raymond. That's one of them classic white shows, kind of like Seinfeld. It's one of them classic white shows. You don't really hear a lot of black people. But bro, that shit is funny, and it really captures. It's something about it that just feels very close to home.
It's something about
once you
sarcastic white people that just it's just funny to me.
Yeah, it's a good show, you know. But
I don't know where we were going with any of this, but we ended here.
We
want Mortal Kombat to be good.
Yes, that also respect what Khujeaux said. We just want Mortal Kombat to be good.
I thought we were gonna. I know you were mentioning the actors that can't.
Yeah, but then I don't know how we got to that. Actors that can't shake the roles. Because we were talking about
typecast. That sounds like definitely something we can.
Right, and then you mentioned somebody from Seinfeld and how
George Costanza.
16 was trying to trigger the 3 white people that watch this and say it's bad.
They're gonna be in the comments.
And then we were talking about good, white shows that we enjoy.
we seem to trigger one person every week because we did an aftermath. It was like throwing a grenade. We triggered some guy who got upset about something. And
I haven't looked yet, but was it a paragraph or was it just a very short remark?
It's some people who have several different, things to say, or we'll get an email here and there. But a lot of times it's in the comments. It happens. It's all good. I just like
an email. Is Bertha sending emails?
It is probably worse to get email. Is it a critique of the show, or is it just like they responding to something that we said?
Sometimes it's some of both. Like somebody else says something and somebody just takes a huge offense to it. Like Khujeaux pissed off the one Paul Abdul fan that Easy said he would get, and then I pissed somebody off. The Popeyes chicken sandwich thing, I was hearing stuff from people on that one. Like I was getting text messages about that. Like, how dare you say that? I'm like, I was like, damn, I thought I had, this is like our show. I thought I could just say whatever I wanted. Like, you could not say that. All the things we said, and that's the one thing you pick out. Fine. So yes, people are invested. Fine. That's fine.
Now, are these people that we know, or are these like strangers?
Well, no,
because the
some of the stuff that happens on YouTube,
fucking stranger.
That was a stranger, and it was something else that somebody said. Like a lot of the times when we get these people honing in on something, they're strangers. They're somebody who might have subscribed or watching. They're strangers. Okay.
We appreciate y'all watching, and I also want to challenge that one person. Send a screenshot of your recently played list. Bet money ain't no Paula Abdul on there.
Better see some straight up. Tell me, whatever.
Nah, not even your recently played, because you could play it and then send a screenshot.
Right, exactly.
Send your top artist list
from last year. Yeah. That link.
Yeah.
On Apple Music.
Send that.
So if you're on Spotify, to be your top artist of 2020, the playlist.
Yeah. Send us that. I want to see Paula Abdul as number one.
They're not gonna have Paula Abdul as number one.
No. She ain't got no music.
It's quite iconic.
Anyway, whatever. Sorry, it's funny. Okay, so here on this episode, I am plugging you guys to what I feel like is a sleeper. This isn't one of those snacks that has a lot of flair. It isn't like all these crazy flavors. Club Crisps, right? We're all familiar with Club crackers. To me, there's no greater cracker. Even white people. It's at the top of the list. If I had to list my favorite white people, Club crackers is at the top. Look, I love. We can cut that. That was kind of racist. Is it?
No, it has to stay. It has to stay.
That feels like we're gonna take a flamethrower. So let's rewind. All right. So right here is starting from Club. All right, go ahead, Khujeaux.
Nah, we keeping all this shit in there. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep going the way you can't not put that in there. So these are amazing because they taste exactly like club crackers. And if there's anybody who's ever eaten a plain club cracker, which is the best way to eat them, by the way, because that buttery, slightly salted, it's so good. And I hadn't eaten club crackers in a very long time. And I saw these crisps in the store. It takes the exact flavor of a club cracker, but makes it light, airy, crisp little, not even chips, they're just crisps. And it's so fucking good. I almost ate that whole bag and didn't even realize it. I had to stop because I'm like, I'm gonna want some of these tomorrow. So I stopped and I had very little left, but I had enough to at least, taste it the next day. My wife doesn't like a lot of stuff. Very particular. She liked them. So anytime I get something and she likes it, I know I really got something. And I say it's a sleeper because it doesn't get a lot of fanfare in terms of like social media buzz. You see memes and all other kind of stuff about certain snacks. Even when I posted it, didn't get a lot of attention, whatever. But this is so good. I really want people, especially folks who like club crackers, really want y'all to go out there and get these. So good. Love.
So I got a question for you about that, Khujeaux. Is it similar to like Ritz was doing something where it was like this
Ritz
crisp that was light and is it similar to that? Because those are good.
Yeah, it's similar to the Ritz crisps. It's similar to the Cheez-It crisp things that they tried. I can't remember the name of them, but they tried to do something similar where it's not the normal Cheez-It crackers. It's these puffy, airy, it's along those same lines, but it tastes like a club cracker. It's got that buttery, lightly salted, and then the texture is actually, I prefer more than the cracker because the cracker is still a cracker. You know what I mean? Like it got that cracker texture because it is a cracker, but this crisp, that lightness, it's so mindless. You literally can sit there and just keep popping these things and don't realize how many you eat. And don't get a flavor, because I think they got one that had a flavor. I was gonna
ask you what were the flavor options? It sounds like they have original.
They have sea salt, which is technically the original.
The go-to.
And then that's the only one I tried. I saw another flavor and I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was sour cream and onion or maybe cheddar or something like that. The original. Even I mean, I like sour cream and onion. It's one of my favorite chip flavors.
I feel like there's some items that do not need sour cream and onion flavor. Like
yeah.
I know when you weren't here one time, I plugged some pretzel twists and I tried some that had sour cream and onion flavor, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't work with everything. Every popular flavor doesn't work with every iteration of snack. Like you can't take something that's
salt
famous.
Feels very safe.
Yeah, it's just salt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different salt. It tastes like regular salt. It's just from the sea. But yeah,
I'm interested.
Get these. If you don't like club crackers, then you're not gonna like these.
Nah, you will rock an entire sleeve of them without even looking. I mean, you get to eating them like.
Don't let somebody need them for a recipe. It ain't gonna make it in there. It ain't. You buy a box of club crackers like, oh, I'm gonna use these to make. Okay, I don't even know what you use club crackers for because I just eat them. You know what I'm saying?
Mean, it's one of them situations where if you pouring like a bowl of them for your daughter, like they're the original Lay's. Lay's talk about you can't eat just one. I've reached in the bag and handed one and had maybe one, but with club crackers, you got to have a fistful of them mugs, man. Like, I don't know what it is about them. And I've also never met anybody who said they don't like them. Like, that might be one of the universal foods where it's like, there's nobody that dislikes club crackers. How do you dislike them? It's impossible.
Yeah. I've met people that don't like Ritz crackers. I've even met people that don't like saltines.
But you ain't meeting nobody that don't like those club crackers. It's impossible. They just too good.
They could jack up the price on club crackers. I would still splurge and buy them.
Well, you don't get that many. Look how small the box is.
That's true.
Well, be on the watch out.
Look, you get a whole Amazon box delivered to your door, size thing of saltines for like $1.50. Well, store brand. The actual salt. What's that? Is it salt? That's not saltines. What's the name of that brand?
Premium.
Yeah. Now that one, I was actually surprised when I became adult age and I saw how much them shits cost. I'm like, it's how much crackers cost? It's like $5.
They're $5 for them. Yeah, like a store brand it is. Shit.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I hit taxing for crispy bread. Get out of here.
Man, get out of here.
Bread.
But yeah, that's definitely on the list, Khujeaux, for sure. Because I saw your post about it, but I also saw that they had a commercial for it too. And I'm like, look,
I haven't seen the commercial, but yeah, man, these things are good. I bought more. I bought a second bag. I haven't done that with something on the snack plug. Like usually, like you know what I'm saying, like plugging your stuff that I feel like people would like and that I like. I'm just scrolling back through. This is the first thing, aside from maybe waffles, that I went back and bought seconds of. And the fish sandwich. I had like 8 of them things right now.
Yeah, talk about.
Yeah. These things are good, man. Oh, speaking of the fish sandwich, I feel like they took the chicken sandwich route. At the drop, and for that month of the drop, which was what, February? Was it? Yeah, February.
Lenten season.
Yeah, so I feel like they were making them fresh. Now I feel like they are hotlighting them again, like they did the chicken sandwich. Like the chicken sandwich, when they first came out, they was dropping them. Like when you ordered it, they was dropping them, cooking them, and then they came out with that whole Chick-fil-A hotline, the assembly line hotline thing. I think they're doing that for the fish sandwich now, because the last 2 that I had were not as good.
They might be.
Because it's a good fish sandwich, man.
Yeah.
So it's a permanent menu item now? Because we out of the Lenten season.
No, it is. It's still on the menu.
Yeah, I was about to say, I just had it the weekend before last. So yeah.
Yeah, it's still on the menu. I think they're keeping it.
Good. We need other fish sandwich options out here.
Yeah.
Yes, because
that square one
Lord forbid that fucking filet of fish piece of trash. Yeah.
Y'all hush your mouths. You hush your mouths right
disgusting.
now.
Right.
That shit was there for you, man. That shit has been there for you.
It's never
been there for you.
You know what? On Fridays during Lent, if we went to McDonald's, you know what I got? A large fry to save myself from what I just attempted to eat in the cafeteria 2 hours ago, which was that wannabe fillet of fish that McDonald's is trying to sell you. Hell no.
I didn't one of them, it didn't hit my lips until I was an adult, like good into my adult years, because my wife liked them. And like, I think one time they messed up her order and they gave her another one, so she had an extra one. And I think I might have ate that one or something like that. I can't remember.
Damn, you see that? The man didn't even purchase it. He got it on the whim.
Got it for free. That was the only way I think I was eating it. And like, look, I'm not saying it's the most disgusting thing, but that's not what I want from a fish sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, like we said, going into it, you're not going in there saying to yourself, "This is a gourmet fish sandwich." It's a drive-through lunch, you know.
If I'm going through the drive-through, I'm getting something else. If I want a fish sandwich, I'm going to the wing spot or to the hood fish fry place or barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I'm going somewhere else that I know has a fish sandwich that's going to be a fish sandwich, not a square piece of fish with cheese on it.
I'm feeling the
preach to the choir. I mean, okay, let's break it down then, since we're acting slow. The fish ain't even seasoned. The batter is literally yeah, like unseasoned piece of fish. And really, it's not even a piece of fish. It's whatever's left off the fish line.
Meal. Yeah,
smished it together. Then they put some unseasoned breadcrumbs on it.
So easy is dissing and talk about unseasoned fish with filet of fish, but you like that unseasoned mess that they serve up at Shake Shack. That meat ain't seasoned. It ain't even good.
No. First of all,
I can't defend. I never had Shake Shack. I hear good things though.
Wow! Whoa!
I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Shake Shack though.
Okay, Khujeaux. Well, Khujeaux, since I rely on you for a lot, I need you to try Shake Shack.
Okay.
Because you gotta tie this between me and my brother. Like, yeah, like
two things on your list here, Khujeaux. You can have this for upcoming snack plugs if you want to. My brother says Shake Shack. I say the better burger if you're going to buy somewhere, BurgerFi. All right. So.
Okay.
You know, I don't know how.
Now I just tried BGR for the first time. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's what the sign says. The sign says BGR. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Housekeeping on the air, BGR grill. Yeah, it's BGR. I don't know if you say it like burger grill, but it's BGR. And they got a few of them, but the one I had was at Atlantic Station. And
reviews are solid.
Solid ain't the word. I'll fight somebody for them onion rings. I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Oh, well, then you're going to love BurgerFi because the onion rings at BurgerFi, I'm talking about they crispy, but yet they still kind of soft a little bit, and they got that seasoning on.
I had a truffle Wagyu burger.
So I would love for you to bring this time in between these. And
I got you.
And for the record, I'm not saying Shake Shack's better than BurgerFi because I haven't had BurgerFi. I'm just saying that 16's opinion of Shake Shack is god awful wrong. That's all.
Man,
I've never had it, but all I'm gonna say is I never heard anybody say anything negative about Shake Shack.
When have I ever? But you gotta look at it like this. We talk about the picky eater, but bro, when it comes to places to eat, when have I ever led you astray? When?
No, hold on.
The fish fillet.
And my rebuttal to that is, I've never sat here and said, 16 has picked some trash food spot, because you haven't. I've never said that BurgerFi is trash. I'm just letting you know Shake Shack is not trash. And majority of Americans agree with my sentiment than yours.
We'll see. Khujeaux is the snack guru. He is the man when it comes to this. So either he's going to roll into that place and say, you know what, 16, you're an idiot. You're wrong. Your brother was right. Or he's going to say the best way to enjoy Shake Shack is to throw that shit in the trash. We're going to see.
All right, we'll see. But also, we had that conversation about Uncrustables. Your opinion of that was wrong. Even though when you ate one, you was like, it's not, you were kind of about
and
it.
Also,
which again, it is just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nobody is saying it's going to floor you and be this Gordon Ramsay meal or something. But
yes. But it was not the dumpster. It was not the dumpster fire that I was anticipating.
Right.
So we'll see. I'm interested to know Khujeaux. And the cool part about it is that Khujeaux is gonna do it. It's not like he's gonna be like, well, I don't know. He's gonna go do it.
Now, I'm not. Look, preface is I'm not gonna go out of my way and go get some Shake Shack.
There's a few locations.
Yeah, because there's none around here. Is kind of what I was.
And he's not gonna ride all the way to Perimeter Mall to go try one or go downtown. So
yeah.
So
it made Perimeter Mall. Now I know they got a bunch of them at the airport, but I mean, like, you know, well, no, I'll be at the airport next month. So, I mean, in 3 weeks. Yeah, so I'll be at the airport in 3 weeks. So,
all right.
If nothing else, I would definitely try it then. But I'll try to get to it before that. I know that's what.
I don't know where you live, Khujeaux, but there's one on the Beltline. I don't know if that's far from you.
Yes, I'm in Fairburn. I'm far.
Yeah, never mind then. Yeah,
that's why I say airport.
The closest one is the airport.
Yeah, right.
The airport is
so the place where I worked last, everybody frequented airports, and that's where everybody ate it. And like legit, out of all the people, this wasn't just like one or two people. I mean, like everybody raved about Shake Shack. Like that was their airport place of choice. So
we shall see. I'm interested to know.
Lead you astray.
We'll see
it's one in College Park. That might be the airport. Oh, not convention. Oh, it's inside the convention center. Okay. Anyway, we'll make it work. What we fighting about, Easy?
All right. So the 4 options we have for this week is video game series. So we got one gotta go. Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Madden, or 2K. Off the rip,
Grand Theft Auto. Wait, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Madden, 2K.
And 2K. Yeah.
All right.
Off the rip, we all know Grand Theft Auto staying. Unless I hear a rebuttal somewhere. It's staying. It's not going anywhere. It's fucking great. People are still playing fucking 5 as we speak.
It's the greatest game of all time.
Auto. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto ain't going nowhere. For me, out of the other 3, I'm gonna go Call of Duty, and that's tough for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Call of Duty gotta go for me.
I guess you want to expound on that any? You want to, like, what was your
because
thinking?
I don't play the series as much as the other 3. But you could definitely Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and Black Ops are 2 very great titles. My beef with Call of Duty, which is why I think the whoever made this list put those together. After Black Ops, it was the same shit. It was bad. It's like they didn't care anymore. So it's kind of my beef with them. Now, obviously, they're still around. They're making a shit tons of money, not from people like me. But that's kind of like my beef with Grand Theft Auto. I mean, Call of Duty.
I'm gonna just say any of them can go aside from Grand Theft Auto because I don't really play those that much at all. Yeah. Is that an answer? Can I do that? Can I just say Grand Theft Auto isn't going anywhere? Cause I don't play the other.
Well, I think we know that. I think you gotta pick one though, like. Because it would have been no fun putting Halo up there, like, you know. All right. Put it to you like this, Joe. You could get all of those 3 games for free, which one are you not even going to install and waste RAM on your Xbox because you know you're not going to touch it?
I think I can reach mine. It's probably Madden.
It's really a coin toss, man. I mean, it just depends on how many of my friends is playing the other ones. I'll install whatever everybody else is playing because I'm not going to play them by myself. I'll hop on, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's tough. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play Madden. Unless, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless I got somebody else that's going to make it competitive and I got to get good, then I'll play it. Same with 2K and same with Call of Duty. Somebody else going to have to motivate me to play those. I'm not going to go play them by myself. Now, Grand Theft Auto, I play that shit all day, any of them, starting from 3.
Absolutely.
So good.
I mean, I guess just to participate, I'm gonna just say Call of Duty, just because I don't know. Just because that's what you said, so I'm gonna say Call of Duty.
Well, we'll take it. We agree a lot, so I think that's
good. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, can't go wrong.
It feels like Khujeaux is already in the family. All right, so for me, looking at this list, man, this was actually an easy choice because it's unanimous. It's definitely Call of Duty. It's for the fact that when I'm playing a first-person shooter, I'm a Halo guy, man. Me and Khujeaux was whooping guys' asses all over the country for years and years playing Halo.
Now, if Halo didn't exist, would you play Call of Duty?
Nah, man, I never was interested in like, I want to have this realistic, war simulator. I'm good on that.
Oh, so I'm sort of the same way with sports games. Like, I would much rather play NBA Street, NBA Jam, NFL Street, you know what I'm saying? Like, as opposed to, I don't want to have a realistic sport experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want that. I want power-ups and fucking flips and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
And some boom shakalaka.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want a cloud terrain basketballs or something crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to play. I don't want to pretend to be Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Or Golden State. So that's sharing the sentiment that you have for Call of Duty. That's how I am with sports games.
Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't. So yeah, it would be Call of Duty. And plus, in the times that I played it, I didn't really find myself like I didn't enjoy. Like I wasn't having a whole bunch of fun. I didn't really enjoy it. But those other games, Madden is of course a mainstay. The 2K series, a mainstay, because the 2K series goes all across many, because 2K has, it's basketball. They got 2K has wrestling, so that goes across a bunch of them. And then
ain't they supposed to be bringing NFL back on 2K or no?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be more like what you were saying, more arcade style, like what you were looking for. So you might be into that. And then Grand Theft Auto, like Easy said, that sucker is staying and staying and staying. Grand Theft Auto 5, you could make an argument it's the greatest game ever made. It's aged perfectly. If they said they were never dropping another one, you could be just content to play that one. It's a living, breathing world that it's just great. And the game makes me happy every time I play it. It's great. All right. So Call of Duty can get up out of here. And it's unanimous. That never happens on this segment, but it's unanimous.
Yeah, I could probably count on my hand how many times it's going to be unanimous.
That was a good one, though.
Thanks, man. You got to be. I need to go back on Google and find some more, man. We ran so many episodes.
Or just start thinking of topics and just make them from there.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are things I just think off the top of my head too.
There you go.
And make a pick collage for. So.
Ooh.
So,
nice.
16, you got a rant for us this week? I feel like you do.
Well, I mean, you're always with me 3 seconds away from a rant, and I always got something going on in this crazy mind of mine. So, we were talking earlier about, the future of music and all that stuff, and we hadn't mentioned it because it hadn't been that long. It's been like a couple of weeks or whatever, but we toss around like the word icon and legend a little bit too much for my liking. And I don't mean any disrespect to anyone with what I'm about to say, but I would agree that somebody like DM. Why are you looking at me like that, Khujeaux? Because you feel like I'm about to erupt when I said that?
No, I wanted to see.
No.
Drop the name.
Because this is when the hot takes happen.
Yeah. All right. So no, again, no disrespect to anyone with what I'm about to say, but we would all agree that we can say that DMX, when it comes to hip hop, he's a legend in hip hop. Okay, he had a great career, and whether you were a huge fan or just a casual listener, he was somebody that stood out. Mm-hmm. So the issue that I have when I say no disrespect to anyone is the issue that I have is with Black Rob, because again, no disrespect, but I better not see the legendary Black Rob or the iconic Black Rob, because goddamn, man, he had one song. I dare name me 3 Black Rob songs. I dare you. I'll wait. Look.
Whoa. First, no, we're gonna do it. Whoa remix and Whoa DJ mix.
You get out of here. But listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Is that
was there even a Whoa remix?
I'm sure
there were.
He was on Bad Boy.
It was 1999. It was Bad Boy. I'm sure there was. But my point is, people in entertainment can die and we can mourn them without immediately going to icon and legend status. Some people they're great players in a game, and some guys come off the bench, but they're all needed at some point. And Black Rob might just been a great next man off the bench. So that's all I'm saying. No disrespect, but let's just stop doing that just because they died.
Yeah. Now, would you say that their contributions to their community or to their hood will make them legends? Because maybe he did something, where he was from or whatever.
Yeah,
that made him.
I can give you that, but in the context of music and their contributions, I would say we need to ease up off that. Just that gotcha. Those words of legend and icon, just a little bit.
Yeah, I got you.
But rest in peace to both of them, both DMX and Black Rob.
Crazy, man, crazy. You already saw it wasn't looking good for him when Black Rob made that video. Like nobody knew what was going on. Like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Immediately everybody started getting concerned, and then
I was hoping it was fake. I was hoping it was something that was just fake, but unfortunately that was the case. But
that's real. Anyway, like I said, rest in peace to both of them. But y'all, God damn, it's gonna sound weird. Y'all pray for me, not in the same context by any means of what we were just talking about. But I am in what my guy M16 here refers to as the triangle of death. It is that time of year where you are bombarded with several special occasions and holidays to where your wallet feels the pain. I am approaching Mother's Day, wife's birthday, in the same week apart, I think. When's Mother's Day? The 9th?
Yeah, May 9th.
Yeah, a week apart. Mother's Day, wife's birthday, daughter's birthday, 2 weeks after wife's birthday, anniversary, 2 weeks after that. And then also I have 2 nephews' birthdays that fall in there as well. Young nephews, one is I think 10, 11, and then the other one is same age as my daughter. Not to mention my daughter's cousin birthday was just 2 days ago. But they in Miami, so we were kind of off the hook. We got them something, but we were kind of off the hook doing something big. But anyway, saying all that to say that my wallet is going to be feeling it for the next little bit. So y'all kind of, pray for your boy.
I made up that phrase years ago when we talked about the triangle of doom, because I got one of my own that happens at the end.
And to be honest, I don't know why it's called the triangle of doom, because it's 4 days. I mean, it could be any number of it could be any. You can have 5 or 6, but it's just that it just comes together at that time of the year, and your wallet feels it. Even if you don't buy anything, you have to do something special. You have to make these occasions special for these people. So even if not financially, there is a certain burden or a certain amount of anxiety that comes with what the fuck are you gonna do to help these people celebrate these special occasions. So I got to think of something.
Yeah, and not a lot of time either. And you got me, my gears spinning on what to do. Like shit, this shit's coming quick. So
yeah, I mean Mother's Day. I mean, like not just for my wife. I still got my mom and sister-in-law, sister, mother-in-law. So yeah.
Oof.
You know the old phrase, Khujeaux. Well, good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody else.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody else.
Oh my god. I'm actually gonna take a different tone with my random tonight, and I just want to give props to George Floyd's family, because I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but sometimes when I see us on TV, I get a little scared because I don't know what the filter's gonna be like and what we're gonna say. And their family just went through. They basically, there's a video of their relative that got executed basically throughout the whole world saw it. And I was beyond impressed with his family and how they talked today at their press conference. And I'm not saying that I wasn't expecting them to be professional or anything like that, but you could tell that they didn't prepare any words. They didn't have a written statement. And I mean, they literally let every sibling, every cousin get up there on the stand, and they all said some very powerful stuff. And you could just tell it came off the dome. They were just, talking from their heart. And I was just like, wow, this is like really impressive. Like, I can't think of a time where a family that just went through all what they went through, able to just get in front of a camera, in front of millions of people, billions of people, and just speak so professionally and just so
composed.
Like they just really said, there were some really good one-liners from like these family members. And I'm just like, wow, thinking about my family. And if I was in that situation, I wouldn't even know what the hell to say up there. You got 10 microphones, all these cameras, and it seemed like every single one of them had been there before.
Had quotes.
And
like quotables that came out. Yeah, I get what you're
that's
saying.
What I'm saying.
If it made you feel like it was legit a moment in history, and then like one of them quotes could be like just as easily in a textbook or something like that, but it just came from regular people. I think about that a lot in a lot of these events. When stuff like this happens. So I definitely see what you're saying. It's like, how do you
they literally, like you said it best. It was a moment in history, and they took advantage of the moment.
Yeah.
Mostly when you see us on TV, it's a meme. Somebody's made a TikTok about it. The one that comes to mind for me, I don't know if 16's seen this or not. There's a girl that was talking about how bad the buses in Baton Rouge were. And the clip is literally 50 seconds, and it's probably the worst thing I've ever seen. It's terrible. It's funny at the same time. And, there's a lot of videos sometimes where we just don't be acting right in front of TV, and we have the wrong bits.
Yeah.
But
Antoine Dodson.
Antoine Dodson does come to mind.
There you go. So, yeah, I say that to say they get huge props tonight. And if you didn't watch it on TV live when it was happening, I highly recommend you check it out, because I can't sit here and quote all of the one-liners, but there was some really good one-liners from their press conference today, and I was thoroughly impressed with all the family members and the nephews and all the people they let up there. Because usually, you'd be at a birthday party, everybody come say something about the auntie that's we having a birthday party for, and then somebody gets up there and is up there for 30 minutes saying everybody's name wrong or says something inappropriate. So you just don't know what to expect sometimes. They did a really good job.
Nice.
Very.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah. I
highly recommend you watch.
I just want to throw out there that I guess somebody heard us talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, and they dropped details from the set of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, and then they got Knuckles in there. And I want to say that so far, I do like his character design.
It's not a terrible movie.
Would not watch again. Let's just say that, because you didn't.
I didn't, but I didn't.
would not.
Hold on, Khujeaux. This is the real answer here. 16, if it happens to be on TNT one day, are you gonna let it play in the background?
Because it has been. It's been on regular TV several times.
So so I watch AEW on Wednesday. So if it comes on after AEW, am I just gonna have it on in the background while I'm doing other things?
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is a great episode of the radio show. We definitely appreciate everybody who, watch this.
Look, at this point, I think he just wants to agree with Rotten Tomatoes because.
It's not a bad movie. I just don't need to see it again.
No. Because if you really didn't mind it, I don't even want to say liked it. If you really didn't mind it, if it was on in the background while you were mopping the floor,
folding your
basically
clothes,
just said, no, I'm going to turn it to some other white noise while I'm doing my business.
Probably so.
You didn't enjoy that movie, man.
I didn't dislike it. It's just not. I didn't not mind it, but it's not one of these movies with this big replay value.
Let me ask you this. We're not saying you have to sit there and watch it. You don't want it on in the background.
I'm saying we all like Coming to America, but have any of y'all watched Coming to America again? You haven't. But it was decent.
But I will say this: if it was on, because it was on a streaming platform, so I don't know if it would ever come on like regular TV. But if it was on regular TV and I'm doing the dishes, I'm not gonna go turn it off to what you just said that you would not. Right. You would turn it off.
Yeah, I probably would turn it off. Well,
that you didn't enjoy that movie, man. It's okay.
I did.
Look, let me say this. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 63%. That means that 37% of other people didn't like it. So it's okay to be in that 37. I like Rotten Tomatoes too. Rotten Tomatoes is usually my guy.
I did not dislike the movie.
I already made my assessment after I watched it, and I was just like, this ain't it. You know what? I would say this. If maybe, and it might just be my own feelings about this, maybe if Jim Carrey wasn't in it, maybe if they casted somebody else, maybe if Dr. Robotnik was CG.
Yeah, he's not a.
I'm not a fan of Jim Carrey, but let's not cast that Jim Carrey-ness for every role. I didn't like him as the Grinch. He didn't do a bad job. That it was okay for what it was. But if I'm casting for the Grinch, I'm not going Jim Carrey. I'm sorry.
Ooh, that is a hot take.
Like, and he was. Look, man. For me, he was still Jim Carrey.
That is a testament to how you don't fuck with him.
I love Ace Ventura. Ventura.
I'm about to say behind Ace Ventura, that's probably his best performance.
I want to revisit on a show really soon. I want to get Khujeaux's list of guys who play themselves, and we're just gonna go all in with it and see where we end up if we agree with him that that's a show coming soon.
Don't have me on the internet with a target on my face, man. I don't. But I mean, I can do it.
Whatever gets the clicks.
I ain't gonna lie, that take about Jim Carrey and the Grinch, that is I said it was 16 good. Comparing Uncrustables to Banquet.
Look, I said it was good for what it was. Okay. But
just say it's not good.
No, because okay, so let me put it like this. Before Heath Ledger's Joker, a lot of people wouldn't say that was the Joker. And that is not the definitive Joker. He did a good job with his interpretation of the Joker. That was a good Joker for that movie for what it was. But if I'm casting for the Joker, I'm not gonna go that route. I'm gonna cast somebody who's more like the Joker from the animated series, the clown prince, the nigga who goes around dropping fucking birthday boxes on the ground and watching them explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going for Jack Nicholson type. That's basically what I'm trying to say. The definitive Joker was not Heath Ledger's Joker, and the definitive Grinch is not Jim Carrey's Grinch. Yeah.
That's another argument for another day that I would love to pick up and focus in on. But for this moment, this was a good show, and we just gotta wait for the camera to everybody. Appreciate you listening, watching, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at itstheradioshow. You can catch Khujeaux Snack Plug at your Snack Plug. All right, and everybody else,
Khujeaux,
9hairco.com, all that good stuff. And we out.
My nails clean? I did all that. I don't know.
No, I was gonna say when you're talking, just frame it up like, you know, like in the flow of conversation. I'll cut all that stuff and it'll just go right into your segment.
I'll just say, okay, here we go.
Or let him just start it, you know, and you edit it and do your job.
keep that shit in there.
Oh, that's definitely coming out.
I know it's coming out.
So here we go. Snack club. Boom.
Hey, just
right here.
Just reach out of your face, bro. It was priceless.
That was funny.